Hello farmers and welcome back to American Falls, picking up the grass in the grass field that I just cut just a little while ago. And as you know, with those mowers that we rent, it does not take too long to cut the grass, but it does take a while to pick up the grass. This is going to be the 10th load, I think it is. But it's not that long of a process, but just seems like that sometimes. As you know how some jobs are, I'm not really a big fan of going around picking up swaths of straw or whatever it may be, but in this case it's grass. But this is what's going to bring us in the money this year, and probably the only thing that brings us in money this year other than contracts. We don't have much material to sell because all the wheat and corn that we have planted is going to be made into feed for the animals. Alright, so this will be the 10th trip. We got one more to bring on over. I just completed a fertilizing contract. I was going to bring the Valtra on over, which is now over here by the grass field because I need to fertilize it, of course. But I just, before I brought it over from the sheep farm, I noticed there was a fertilizing contract over there in field number 5. So I just quickly sprayed that field. Have to collect on that. Not much for contracts have been coming up throughout the day. I don't think much time has passed since we planted the corn. But it is 4:30 in the afternoon. So I don't expect many contracts to come up. Plus, the sun will be setting here very shortly, because it still is just springtime. Well, let's go ahead and get this grass into the fermenting silo, which is already started. And we should end up with about 250,000 liters of grass in here, like we normally do. But that grass field needs a little bit more attention than just the fertilizer. I do need to go in there, I believe, and put some lime down. Plus, I need to keep track to make sure. I don't think it needs soil sampling as of yet. While that's unloading, let me go into the precision farming, and we'll just make sure everything is good here. Where are we here? Grass fields here. You can see the yield. Nitrogen, of course. Yeah, we got to take care of that in a second. And pH value, hard to tell on that. But nothing is out of date, so we don't need soil sampling, which is good. Okay, so we'll check on the grass field when we get back, but I do believe that needs to be spread with some lime. But we'll put the fertilizer down first because that's what's in the spreader, and there isn't much left. I'm hoping I can get the grass field done with the fertilizer that I got, and then we'll pop some lime down. In the month of May, we got to lease a See and Spot weed sprayer so we can spray the weeds out of our 3 fields, 2 corn, 1 wheat. That shouldn't take us too long. Then, of course, we're going to be looking at some contracts to do, like always, because, yeah, we need the money. And I kind of went right past my entryway to the farm here. The cow farm we should be buying in the future. The original farm I was going to buy, the main farm, I guess, that was right across the mobile home that we were staying in. I'm not sure if I'll ever buy that farmyard because we got 2 farmyards now as it is, with plenty of sheds, and of course now we got the silo at the big farm as well. So other than getting a repair station, which we got now with the toolbox also, that farmyard doesn't really offer anything other than central location on the map. But we'll see how it goes here. I still want to say we're in the early days of American Falls, even though we're getting around episode 40. So, I don't know. We're somewhere around there at this point. We're still in the early stages here. We just got our sheep and our goats not long ago. And we hope to have some pigs here in a few months' time. If I get out here, it does say pH value is okay. So, it's not that bad. But maybe I'll spread some lime down after the next harvest. We'll see how busy we get. Let's see, we got everything here. All the grass is picked up. Yep, let's get around this fence line. Let's go ahead and bring this back. Put it into the silo so that I can start processing it into silage. But then I'll come back here, grab the Valtra. We'll spread some fertilizer down. Like I said, hopefully I can get the whole field done. The bottom of the field, for some reason, keeps saying the nitrogen value is good. Kind of curious about that. I don't know if the NPC farmer in the other field is putting fertilizer in my grass field, just as I do to their fields when I spread fertilizer once in a while. I don't know if that's a thing, but the bottom of that grass field always seems to be good in fertilizer. Not too sure why. come on into here. I actually just, I don't want to say got done, but I started recording the last episode of Oceanside Forest. And that series is coming to an end this week. New series will be starting sometime soon. I've been doing a lot of, well, I don't want to say a lot of testing, but a good amount of testing on some things. Trying to figure some things out for the next map, which I don't even know what map I'm going to be on yet. But I know what I want to do, so I'm looking at maps and trying to see if it fits for what I want to do. So that could be coming out either Saturday or next week. Not too sure yet. Let's go ahead and just park that right there. And we'll park the Fendt 1000 right there. Loving the Fendt 1000, but I knew I was going to love that tractor. That's why I was aiming for the 900, but the 1000 came up for sale, so that's why we bought that one there. I used the Fendt 1000s quite a bit on Rattlesnake Valley in FS17. I think I had 3 of them on that farm. I think that's the last map I played on before I started making videos on FS on the channel. Really didn't get to putting up Farming Simulator videos until FS19 came out. Which of course I started on Ravenport. Which seems so long ago at this time. Which in a way it is. 6 years? Would it be 6 years? Somewhere around there. I think FS19 came out in what, October of 2018? So yeah, over 5 years. Alright, we'll put some fertilizer on our neighbor's farm. Because why not? I should have plenty of fertilizer to get this done. Kind of hoping I wake up in the morning, being the month of May, and some fields have been freshly planted, like our cornfields. Maybe some more fertilizing contracts will come up. And we'll get one of the Franks to go ahead and take care of those fields. It's the fields that are up around us at the pig farm, the big fields, I like having the workers do while I go do something else. Don't expect any plowing jobs, of course, because all the fields should be planted in. Oh, and by the way, you may have noticed this time when I cut the grass, there is no grass in the road because I started at a better point, so it didn't dispense it into the road, but we know how to take care of that. It's funny, like on a situation like that, how to get rid of the grass, how you do something before and then you run into it many months later and you don't remember how to do something. It's like, I know I've done this before. How do I do it? Landscaping will delete it. Simple as that. Alright, so the grass field is now fertilized, so it's technically ready to go again. Oh yeah, I can't see what the expected yield is going to be. Oh wait, so up here the pH value is bad. Yeah, we need to take care of that. So we'll have to come over here and spread some lime into it. Definitely want to take care of that. Keep the grass as best as it possibly can be. Although I'm not going to spread lime on it every time I cut the grass. Now, let's go back to the farm. I'll leave the fertilizer in this for now. Actually, you know what? It's not that much. Yeah, probably be better. So if the contracts do come up first thing in the morning, I will take the fertilizing contracts, but we'll zip up here, we'll put some lime down in the grass field, and then go back to the farm, empty out the lime, put the fertilizer back in, and then send one of the Franks off to fertilize the field. I'm sure there's going to be at least 1 or 2 fields I might want to do. Still waiting to see, and I think it's going to be a while on the goats over at the sheep farm before they start producing milk. I think the milk might just spawn right where the wool is as well. Have to wait and see. I have not tested this out yet, but find out at some point. The question is, do I have lime around here anywhere? There's my seed and herbicide. I still got herbicide down at the store. So, yeah, let's just empty that on out. Let's come over to here and we will fill this up with lime. All the way, please. Lime is kind of cheap. Kind of cheap? Nah, it is cheap. Cheap, cheap. Okay, let's go ahead and park this right here in the middle of the yard. Yeah, contracts. I got to remember to collect on the one we did. There's this one other one there, but not going to worry about that too much. Now let's fast forward some time. Oh yeah, I need to check on the store. I shouldn't be doing that because I'm trying to save money up for another lot of land. But sometimes, you know, it's hard to pass up what the store is offering, right? If they're giving you something 50% off with some wear and tear on it and some hours on it, it's hard to deny that. Yeah, we'll just double check here. No, we're all good. All the animals should be good. We're going to wake up at 6 a.m. Once again, I do that, even though it'll probably still be dark, being May, being 1 day per month that I'm playing with. I just want to make sure any contracts that come up, I can get them right away. Oh yeah, Field 42, accept that one. 17,000 for that one. Oh, we'll accept that one as well. There we go. 3 fertilizing contracts, so 20, 30, 40, like $55,000 worth of contracts, but I'll probably spend about 20,000 in fertilizer. So it's still a good profit. Oh, no, I was going to say there's a weeding contract. I could probably do that, but that's not going to happen right now because that disappeared. That disappeared like a fart in the wind. The minute it was there, it was gone. All right, let's go spread the lime down in the grass field, and I can get the contractors, the Franks, working on fertilizing those fields. I think all those fields were up here, correct? Field number 2, yep, that's in the north, 42 and 47. So those are all up here. Field number 2 is over here. This field right here. 47 is here. Oh, wait, is 42? Yeah, this little funky one down here. All right, so I'll probably fertilize 49 first, or whatever it was. The one in the northeast. Then we'll go to field number 2, let them fertilize that, and then we'll get the one in the southeastern corner. I can only accept 3 contracts at a time. And yes, I do know there's mods out there that allow me to do that. We have done that before. And that is something I think I'm going to keep true on the new series starting up. Like I said, either later this week or the beginning of next week. I don't think I'm going to do any contracts. But then again, I think that's going to be kind of a loosey-goosey let's play as well. Not really any hard rules that we're going to go by. It's going to be kind of like this series here where it's just like, yeah, we're going to be doing some farming, but we're going to be doing some, I don't want to say different things that no one has ever done before. That's kind of hard to do nowadays. But we will be doing something, well, different. Different than what I've been doing. Let's just say that much. All right, so let's go ahead and get the lime down in this field here. Now, this is going to be a wide working width. Very wide working width. Should not take all of this lime, but we'll get it in. Oh, I just realized, though, I need this tractor for doing the weeding. So we're going to have to hold off on getting the fertilizing contracts up and going. I need the narrow tires on this because the wheat field, that crop's been in there since last fall. And that is definitely going to be beyond the first growth stage. So if I go in there with any other tractor without narrow tires on it, we will destroy the crop. And we don't want to be doing that. All that wheat is going to be for the birds, the pigs. Yeah, none of that's going to the grain mill this year. And this is why I do need a 4th field so I can put some other type of grain into it. So I can keep that grain mill up and going. Funny thing is, ever since I bought the grain mill, I can't get any harvesting contracts going there. But not like it matters from what someone said, or a few people have said, that we're not going to get all the grain from the contract itself. It's just going to be the excess grain like normal that we get to keep. So, I mean, the grain could go to the We Buy Everything sell point, and once I complete the contract, then I can take the grain over to the flour mill and do what I please with it, because it is the added bonus that the farmer gives us. But we'll have to look at some harvesting contracts this year. The ones I only really probably will be doing are in the fields that we're fertilizing, the big fields. Because one, they'll pay a lot, or pay decently. And then, of course, the bigger the field, the bigger the bonus. Did I leave myself enough space so the sensors know to put the lime down up here? That's going to be the question. I mean, this is big enough, of course. But if I do it like this, I'll get most of it. That might be big enough to sense. It is. Good. Alright, so now this field is going to be looking pretty good. And now, since the grass has grown since the month before, we can see that we are near our yield potential. Someone did say, why don't I roll the fields, the grass fields, because I'll get a stage of fertilization. Now, it's been a while since I've checked on this, but I think it was way back on No Man's Land where I tested it. With precision farming, rolling the grass field does not add the fertilizer to the crop on grass. So that's why we don't roll and get free fertilizer. So let's go back, and luckily I don't have too much lime left over. At some point I probably will get a separate spreader, one for lime, one for fertilizer. I'll probably end up getting the Breedle spreader for the lime like I always do, just because it holds more lime. You can see that small grass field, even though the lime was not that far down the spectrum of where we needed to be, it's still used quite a bit. Okay, so I can leave the front end loader on this, but for now, just making sure I don't have any other pallets. All my pallets I'm trying to put into this shed here. Let's see if it'll let me unload, being that close to the header and the wall. I think it will. Will you not? Perfect. And for now, I will get the fertilizer back into here. But we're going to drop this spreader off, and we're going to go down. Well, before I go down, I got to put narrow tires on this thing. It's not going to take us too long to spread for the weeds. And I'm definitely going to top this off with fertilizer at the hut, because we are going to need it. Well, Frank is going to need it. He'll be the one, or if it's Francine, she'll be the one taking care of that. Let me go ahead and drop that right here. And you know what? I might as well drop off the front end loader, because when I go and customize this, it's going to drop the front end loader off anyways. Zip back here. Hopefully I can get into the trigger without moving the 1000. Or I could just move the toolbox like people have mentioned. There we go. The Valtra, we'll repair it for $245. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we're going to customize. And then wide tires. Narrow tires. It's free because we've done it before. Customize. Thank you very much. And now we're going to go to the store. Oh yeah, what's for sale this morning? Nothing that we're really looking for. Really need to stop looking at that because I'm trying to save the money, as I mentioned. We're going to come down here and get the Kubota. That just goes on the back. 18 up to 28. We're just leasing it, so it's not going to matter that much. 2,000 a lease, yep. And while we're here, I know I got some pallets hanging around, but I'm going to need more than what we got. Make sure I get herbicide, and we'll buy one of those. Just make sure when I get down there that I take it from the one that was already there, and then fill up the rest. So, I'll meet you down at the store after I top off with some diesel along the way. Since I'm going past the fuel station, I'll just fuel up there rather than buy fuel for up here at the farm. So the grass field's taken care of. The 2 cornfields and the wheat field will be taken care of here momentarily. Oh, sorry, yep, beacons. I'm in town. Look out. I'll see you down at the store. We'll pick up the sprayer and we'll get to spraying and getting rid of the weeds. And the one thing I still haven't gotten used to here in American Falls, well, the store is not open yet. Let's fast forward until 8 a.m. There we go. They should just give me a key so I can come down here and open up whenever I need to come on in. Alright, so which pallet do I need here? I think it's going to be this one over here, right? No, that's the full one. This is the non-full one. Oh, nuts. And I don't think I can customize it. No! See and spot spraying is what I need. This actually cannot be performed here. I do not know why we cannot unload from this sprayer. And, yeah, I got the wrong... That's not an automatic thing on that sprayer, I don't think. Yeah, I need that, but I need see and spot spraying. Now if I lease it, it's 4,000. Yep. So now I've wasted about $3,000. Because I leased this for 2,000. Sprayers. No, wait, what am I doing? That's wrong. I gotta come in. Oh, now which one's which? I'm gonna say this is the one because that's gonna have. It weighs 3.5 tons. This only weighs 1.7. So this must be the one. Oh, this is going great. All right, so I got that correct at least. Yeah, see and spot spraying is gonna be key for our farming score. I don't know how much it hurts it by not doing the see and spot spraying. All right, well, I'll buy another pallet. This is going well. Herbicide. So about $4,000 out the window. And, ooh, yeah, I kind of need... And my weight is back at the farm. Yeehaw. Kind of forgot about the weight. Alright, how about if I put that on the front for now so I can at least make some turns? I may not be able to see too well. But I mean, who needs to see when you drive? It's probably going to lift the rear off the ground. Well, I will at least get this to the first cornfield, which is not too far down the road. And then I'll go get the weight and I'll do this properly. I should probably just go get the weight now and just, you know, leave this where it is. I'm pretty sure the store really loves watching me go down the road with their leased item dragging on the asphalt of the road and then going over the railroad tracks with it. Well, some good news. The store manager heard of my situation with a weed sprayer and contacted me by text, and they're crediting my account $3,000 for the mishap of me getting the wrong See a Spot weed sprayer and for a little bit of loss of herbicide. I mean, the herbicide, in theory, you could, empty it out and then refill it. Not a full refund because they have to clean the other sprayer before they put it back away in storage. So $3,000 has been credited to our account, which I am grateful for. All right, now with the weight on the front, there we go. That's a little bit better. And with the working width that we got, as I mentioned, this is not going to take us too long to do. The corn, I could have came in here probably with any tractor because it's only in the first growth stage. So I wouldn't damage the crops that way. It's the wheat field for sure that would be a problem. And like always, as you can see, it's only spraying where the weeds are, so I'm not too concerned about the amount of herbicide I was using. In some sense, you are because of the cost of it. But the main thing we're getting here is getting our environmental score bonus up as high as it possibly can be. So all this corn here will be put into storage. It's all going to be for the pigs because that is their main food along with their protein. So the corn alone should equal like 70% of what they're looking for. The wheat and barley or cereal crop will be 25%, leaving the last 5%, which is root crop, that they would need. We probably won't be doing that for a while. But at least we'll have the pigs up to 95%. Weed be gone. I'll probably just do a quick spray in the grass field as well, just to make sure weeds don't grow in grass, but just got to make sure that weed protection on that field is at 100%. That's the way precision farming has always kind of worked in 22. You can see hardly going through the herbicide at all. Actually, I wonder if there was enough herbicide in the container that was at the store that we first filled up with. And we do have a container back at the farmyard, the pig farmyard. I wonder if that would have been enough to take care of all the weeds. But here we are now. And of course, if this ever comes up for sale in the store, we'll go ahead and buy it. Since I only need it for one day and it doesn't cost too much to lease currently, we're going to go ahead and keep on doing it this way. But I kind of want to get at least 2 more pieces of farmland before I start looking into buying more equipment for the farm itself. I still need like another $150,000 to buy the field that has the rye in it. And then I don't know what the next field will be that I would be purchasing. One field at a time right now. I mean, there is some good farmland over by the sheep pen. But I also don't want to be where we got fields all across the map. Which wouldn't be too bad. It's just the nuisance of having to travel, you know, harvest one field and travel all the way across the map. It's just kind of convenient to have your fields kind of close to one another. But when you're trying to get fields that have good expected yield into them, that's what we want. Sometimes, you know, beggars can't be choosers, so you gotta go where the good soil is. Kind of weird that all the jobs that I'm pretty much doing in the month of May so far, I just need the Voltra. I mean, technically, I could grab the Landini and put that on the fertilizing contracts. And actually, you know what? Because it's not going to matter because we don't have crop destruction in other farmers' fields. So I should be... Oh, the Landini... Never mind. I just remembered. The Landini is over at the sheep farm. So by the time I drive that across and get it set up and get it into a field and fertilizing, I'll be pretty much done doing the weed spraying anyways. Alright, so this is really not doing anything other than making sure our score is up in the field. So you just got to do a quick spray like that. In this field, I have never sprayed with weeds. At least I don't think I have, right? Let's go into here. Scroll on in. Not soil information. It's the middle one, and the middle one is weed control. Yep. Have not sprayed this with weeds before. So this is our other field of corn. And of course we'll have to lease a corn header when it comes time. And once we harvest this corn, because the corn will be harvested after the wheat field, but once we do harvest the corn, and then we can purchase ourselves some pigs, let me get a rough idea of how much feed the pigs are going to need per season, and we can see how much crop we did get harvesting this year. We can start calculating what we can plant for next season. Planning ahead never hurts. At least having some ideas. I was looking at the field just to our left now. I was looking at possibly purchasing that field next because it makes sense because we own this field, of course, that we're in. Then, of course, we would have that field, and we have that field through the trees over there. It'd be nice to kind of have them all together, but the yield in that field is not the greatest. It's not bad. I think it's like 90 some odd %. But the field that we are going to be buying, at least I think so, I think the expected yield in that field is like 115%. So, yeah, 25% difference. It's quite a bit. All right, now to the wheat field. We should be able to take care of these weeds. I should lift up the sprayer a little bit so we're above the crop. There they go. They are disappearing, which is great. Well, not completely disappearing. They're dying anyways. I did double check to make sure, at least on the field I was just on, made sure all the weeds were taken care of. Should double check to make sure as well the first field is all done, which I'm sure it is. And then I can get to do some fertilizing contracts. At least Frank and Frank Jr. and Francine, Franco, you know the crew. They'll be doing the fertilizing contracts in this Voltra. And I'll probably be doing some farm managing, looking around, just double checking to make sure what my next purchase being in the fields See if there's another option. Unfortunately, of all the things, I mean, there could have been another crop as well, but rye is just something that I don't have any. I can't make into something else to make a better profit off of it. So, I mean, if like it was oats, barley, wheat, sorghum, I could have put it into the grain mill and made flour out of it. But it is what it is. But I'll have a look around and see if there's another field. Maybe, it's still a pretty darn good price and maybe a better crop for us. Or even a crop in the field that I could feed to the animals. And I think I did talk about this last episode. I just realized I may not even be able to buy the field before it's ready for harvest. So I may not have to worry about it. Is it June? It might be June that the rye will be harvested. And I don't think I'll have that money to buy that field by then. Because it's $274,000. I do realize we got like $50,000 worth of fertilizing contracts coming up. But that's only going to get me up to 170 because I've already bought the fertilizer. And I think that'll be enough to get those 3 fields done. But if I want to do more fertilizing contracts, I got to buy more fertilizer. Yeah, we got to get up to about 300,000 before we can really get to some decent land to purchase. And that's why, as I mentioned earlier, I think on the next series, right after Oceanside Forest, which that series there, I'm not doing contract work because there is none to be done. But I did a lot of off-camera work in that series. I think that's the series I've done the most off-camera work in any series, honestly. But the series after that, I don't really want to be getting into contract work at all. I just want to be working on our own fields, period. So a few more passes with the See and Spot weed sprayer. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to unload it, but I'm going to bring it up to the farm and just double check to make sure again if I can unload it. I'm not sure why it won't let me unload from this sprayer. I don't know if the booms on the sprayer are colliding with it or they're interfering with it from unloading. Well, let's have to remember next time I do See and Spot weed spraying with this, at least for the fields that we have, like 500 liters of herbicide is more than enough. I want to say this holds 1,800 liters, and I'm not even down to 1,500 yet. Maybe I'll keep the sprayer for the rest of the day, throughout the month, in case any other weed contracts come up. Because I'm going to lose the herbicide anyways, and I already got the sprayer. So why not get some of my money back by doing some contracts? There was one, as we saw this morning when we got up, but that's the one that disappeared really, really quick. And with this wheat field, the straw that we get off it, we'll be keeping the straw as well. I don't think we need that much straw for the sheep and goats. The pigs will require some straw as well. But that is if I want solid manure. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. I'm recording this before the last episode went out, and it's remembered also that I could not put down the manure pit over there, and I need to go back over the sheep pen, so we got to check on that to see if the manure is spawning inside of the pen, and I got to clear it out. If I do it that way, then I could put the manure into a pit, but what we were trying to do last episode was put down the pit to where the manure automatically appears in the pit. in the bunker. So we need to take a trip over there in just a minute and see if the manure is spawning inside, which I don't think it is, because I didn't see a bar in the animal HUD on the pen. I didn't see a bar to where it said like manure, to where it means I gotta clear it out. So let me finish up this field here, and we'll take a trip over to the sheep goat pen, and we'll just have a look to see what's going on over there. I thought it was done, but I was going back to the farm. I could see a small strip that I missed here, apparently. But we'll double check on the map in just a moment and see how we did in all 3 fields. You can kind of keep an eye on the sprayer, see if anything sprays. If it sprays, that means there was weeds there. Let's double check here. Yeah, that's all gone. Looks like I missed a tiny little spot there, maybe one here. And I'm not sure if that's even on my field. That field, the cornfields are looking perfect. So yeah, we are all set. Let me go ahead and turn that off. Fold that in. While that's folding in and waiting for that to fold in, let me just double check on the contracts. Just the nothing but fertilizing contracts now. So let's go back to the farm, and now I'll be on my own land. It could be that it wouldn't allow me to unload at the store with the other sprayer because I don't own the land. But I know I tried it here before and it wouldn't let me unload. Let me just try it right here. This action cannot be performed here. I don't know why. Well, we'll drop that off. I'm going to keep the narrow tires on it just because I'll be nice to my neighboring farmers that we're doing the contracts for. Don't want to damage their crops. And we'll get a worker started off in the northeastern part of the field. Oh yeah, I need to feed the birds. Got to feed them every month. Their feed trough just isn't quite big enough to go 2 full months. So as far as our fields go, they are all set until harvest time. And wheat will be in what, July? I think. Did I make that? Yes, the working width is at its widest. Let's come up to here, of course. And then we need to come up over here, create job. You all know the routine at this point here. 1 headland's good enough because that's 42 meter wide working width. Create course. And I always get the course kind of started. That way they should be on the correct waypoint. And there we go. They are all set. Let's scooch on over to that field. Ooh, some fields need to be plowed here. Those are going to be good ones to do. Maybe those contracts will come up later in the summer here. Let's come over here to the sheep pen. Sheep and goats. And yeah, we still just got the wool. Like I said, I don't think the goats are going to create any type of milk until they become adults. But yeah, I'm not really seeing anything for like a manure. No, that's just the forest. For a minute, I thought that was a pile of manure. That's just the way the forest ground looks like. Yeah, I don't think any manure is going to happen over here. Let me just try it again. Like I said, I am recording this before the last episode went out when I asked this question, but maybe it'll still be answered and I can figure it out later on. So we got to go to production. No, wait, building silo extensions. It needs to be placed next to a barn. Meaning a pen. As we know we can put one over by the pig pen. We've seen that. Allow us to do it that way. But over here, not so much. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal. So I really don't need to be putting straw over here if I cannot collect the manure in any way. And just to, in case you missed the last episode, what's wrong with you? Go watch it. I will show you over here at the pig pen. If we do the same thing, silo extensions, and you can see now I can put it down. I'm right next, I'm close enough to the pig pens to where if the pigs were to create solid manure, it would just spawn right into here and we could use it. So, yeah. But we'll have the pigs here, I don't want to say shortly. In-game, it's going to be a few months. But it could be just a couple episodes from now. What am I looking for? I don't know. This is what we're looking for. Okay, so wheat and barley are both in June on this map. Okay, that's fine. So I might be harvesting the wheat next month, but we're got to be waiting for the corn. Oh, corn's in July. Okay, so early harvest times here on this map, or earlier than I'm used to. So in July, we should be having the pigs here within a couple months. So that's going to happen rather quickly. All depends on what come up for contracts and how much off-camera work that we do. But fertilizing is going on. And we'll get some good amount of money there. And I should be bringing the Landini back over. But since the only tractor I currently got over here at this farm that's not being used is the 1000. So let's go grab. Before I forget this month, I'm going to go grab our small, tiny little trailer. And we'll go feed the chickens and the ducks. That's all this little tiny trailer is for. Do I have any more sorghum left? Although being such a small trailer, it can be kind of tricky to get this to fill on up. If I got any left in here. Oh, there it was. No, it's almost... No, come on. It wants to. Let me just double check. Do I have any more sorghum in here? Oh, no, I don't. So that's why it's doing what it's doing. All right. Yeah, we only got like 5,000 liters of wheat. But that's plenty because we just saw harvesting will be next month for the wheat. And they only require like 800 liters per day. And we got like 5,000 of wheat in the silo. I will say though, now I got rid of the trees over here, it does make it easier to feed the birds. There used to be a tree right in front of us here that I used to be maneuvering around to feed the birds. And actually I had enough sorghum in the trailer to top them off for the day, so the birds are all happy. Yeah, I'm still not sure what or if I'll be doing anything with this open land over here. That'll be clear cut. I mean, I could replant some more trees, and then I'm trying to remember on Solyndra how long it took the trees to grow. I think on Solyndra, though, we did not run precision farming. So I don't know if the trees grow at different rates with precision farming and non-precision farming. I have no idea. Alright, so the 1,000, that could be shut off there. So currently, yeah, I'll be doing contracts for the rest of the month. These three fertilizing ones right here, this one right there, probably not too concerned about it. But we'll let the workers do those, and I'm going to go ahead, like I said, and kind of go around the map a little bit just to double check to make sure that this property right here, if I go to farmland, there we go. Yeah, if I click on it, it'll show me the field info. 3.18 hectares, and the expected yield potential is around 115%. And the one I was talking about earlier, I would like to buy. Oh, I was pretty close, 90%. I think it said 90%. But that one is just a little bit more expensive. We got more acreage or hectares, but with the yield potential being less, we're talking 25% less, then you're better off buying this field down here. And this year, right now, there is rye down here. So, that is what we're looking at currently. But anyways, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in American Falls. But until then, have a good one.